My marriage to Jack last spring felt like the perfect start to our life together. He was a strong, kind man, over 6 feet tall with broad shoulders from his construction job. His trusting nature and ability to see the good in everyone were qualities I adored. I never imagined they would be the cause of our undoing. We temporarily moved into my childhood home with my mother, Eva, while we saved for our own place. This, in retrospect, was a critical error. Though only 50, Eva had a history of relationships with numerous men, charming them with her sensuality only to discard them later. She favored tight, revealing clothing that emphasized her figure, and always wore heavy makeup and perfume. Almost immediately, I noticed her predatory interest in Jack, a look that made me deeply uneasy. Over the next few weeks, Eva manufactured opportunities to be near Jack. She'd bring him lemonade while he worked outside, brush against him in the kitchen, and invent small tasks requiring his assistance in her bedroom. Simultaneously, she became distant and cold towards me, a subtle yet unmistakable shift. My instincts screamed that something inappropriate was happening, but I desperately tried to ignore them. Jack was my husband, after all. One sweltering summer night, unable to sleep, I went to the kitchen for water. Passing Eva's half-open door, I froze. The sight of her and Jack locked in a passionate embrace was a shock I couldn't process. Without a word, I burst into the room, confronting their betrayal. They recoiled, their faces a mixture of guilt and surprise. I didn't wait for explanations. That night, I packed my belongings and left before dawn, my heart shattered and my trust irrevocably broken. A mother's betrayal is a wound that cuts deeper than any other. I refused to look back. 2 months later, despite Jack's attempts to reconcile, I filed for divorce. 2 years passed, and I began a relationship with James. He was a responsible, caring man with a stable job. Our relationship deepened, and before he proposed, he introduced me to his parents. His mother asked about my family, and when I confirmed that I was Eva's daughter, her expression turned to one of disgust. Shortly after, James told me his mother was vehemently opposed to our relationship, insisting we break up. She even claimed she feared I would inherit Eva's promiscuity. This was another devastating blow. My mother's actions had reached out to ruin my life again. I ended things with James, calling him weak and deleting his number. Now, I live alone in a different city, single and needing time to heal.